We will have a departure from the norm. Choi Se-hwan will start the Pharah. Decay on Widow, and Ding will be playing the D.Va. So not their star Pharah player, but Choi Se-hwan, he's obviously trying to fill this flex DPS role right now. Tough place to try it out in your first map against Runaway, but let's see how he performs against Stitch's Widow and, of course, Hoxell's Pharah, as we already predicted, would be on the side of Runaway.
Gonna have to keep his eyes trained on Hoxell here for the moment as he pokes around and tries to get that damage. And you can see Bumper going low in the meantime, off screen. Will start jumping back. Discord Orb over onto Roar. He'll get chunked out and forced to retreat. Still taking shots off screen. Seems like he might survive, but Choi Se-hwan actually takes down Hoxell in the meantime.
Slime is unable to get a res initially here either. Was nearly dead. Ding will get demagged in this trade against Bumper. Bumper survives, so the flip comes in for Kongju Panthera, but it's going to be very difficult to maintain that capture. As we head into this next push for Runaway, Bumper leads only 4% of ult charge right now. He's been one of the strongest Winstons in this tournament thus far.
Roar playing up Decay, finding Hoxell. The shot coming through from the Widowmaker. Taking that far out of the sky, and he follows up to get rid of the DPS duo. Stitch going to be eliminated. Now Twilight takes that rocket to the face. Choi Se-hwan comes up with a kill. This is going to be an excellent start for the side of Kongju Panthera and maintaining their control. Ding back into that mech, now has the self-destruct ready as well.
They have the defender's advantage, and the coordination between the tank line and the DPSs has been phenomenal. Constantly tagging shots for Decay to finish off is Choi Se-hwan. Ding and Roar making sure that no one can flank. They're just gatekeeping Runaway onto their side of the spawn. As you can see here, Bumper trying to approach this, trying to take a flank here, Runaway is, with their DPSs and their tanks not going the same direction. This can be a risk against such coordinated defensive play.
Diving into the back, looking for Decay, takes him down to about half HP. Got the mini pack there, should he need it. Now the Primal Rage is going to be burned out by Bumper, but the Discord Orb is just ripping him to pieces. He has to leap out to safety. In the meantime, Roar comes up with a kill on the Twilight, and the res has to be forced out. But now Roar killing Slime. Stitch goes down, Bumper's going to die. Runaway struggling to get in onto the point. They nearly had the flip, but now it's 75% already over to the side of Kongju Panthera. Hoxell able to answer one, but Twilight now dead. He has to try to get out of here. 9 HP remaining.
They're getting staggered.
The shot. They're getting staggered, as you say, and Runaway might not be able to get this flip.
We talked about this in the series against X6. Will Bumper's aggressive dive solo onto the Widowmakers, including Primal Rages, come back to bite him? In this case, it meant there was no peel for the supports. We see the survival of Decay, and Kongju Panthera collapses on the supports, punishes Bumper's aggressive play. They may get the flip here, but it's going to be a small victory, if so.
Yeah, would have to hold it all the way up to 100%, which we have seen multiple times so far this season. Decay goes down, Twilight using that Transcendence, fights away around the backside of the point, and so far that flip still has not come through. Ding, he's going to toss up the self-destruct, as Janu does the same thing, but he's not going to make it back into the mech, but he's going to be the one finding the kill as Luffy goes down. Roar's going to join him, Coma goes down, no healers available for the side of Kongju Panthera. The flip is there, Runaway gain control for the first time here on Well. They have to hold it all the way to 100%.
Choi Se-hwan just outdoing Hoxell in terms of dodging here. Twilight shooting orbs. You saw the Battle Mercy coming through there as well from Slime after the Valkyrie was popped. He was trying to hit him with the pistol, and Choi Se-hwan was just not having it. Charges back up to 43% of another barrage. As we approach the point for Kongju Panthera, they have both support ultimates nearly ready. Roar just trying to pull some aggro right now. I love how Panthera is moving with their DPSs and their tanks together. Makes it so difficult to stay alive if you do get out of position, if you do get caught.
But Bumper, speaking of getting caught, he will go down. Hoxell straight up into the face of Choi Se-hwan, will get that kill, and Bumper's going to be res. Seems like we'll be fine for the moment, and as he comes back in, leaps straight in on top of Roar and takes him down. Now they're chasing, they're looking for a stagger onto the Mercy, but Coma's already out of there.
Now Kongju Panthera, they use their Valkyrie. They need to now be ult efficient here because they don't have the same ult lead that they used to, and Runaway is no longer at 0. They're already more than halfway to winning this first round. Notice where Bumper is standing. He's going to back off towards his DPSs, towards his tank line, or sorry, towards his D.Va in this case, the secondary tank, so that he doesn't actually end up getting caught alone as he has multiple times this first round. He's going in alone now though. Oh, they collapse on him.
Up in the Primal Rage, he's got the corner here. Onto Decay, he's able to rip him apart. Now looking for a little bit more as he jumps in on top of Ding, but he is not falling low. Had that Transcendence coming in from Luffy, helped keep him sustained, but Luffy went way too far forward, had the ultimate up, but couldn't make it back. So he will die. Stitch takes out Choi Se-hwan as Runaway are winning this fight. 86% now moving up, self-destruct thrown in. Haksal a bit too far forward, tried to jump away from the explosion, but gets taken down. And now Roar finds a kill on the Twilight. 2 members down is Runaway. Stitch gets the tag in, but no flip has come through yet for Kongdu. Roar is going to die. Stitch finds the shot off screen. Ding, the solo tank in onto the point at the moment here. ChoiSehwan comes back in with a Tracer.
Koma, such good pocketing here. This is so important for the D.Va to survive.
Slime falling low. Decay going to be eliminated. Twilight run down. Slime taking to the skies with the Valkyrie. Trying to keep everybody alive. We'll see if he can get a res off onto Twilight. Barrage in onto Koma, takes him down. Ding going to be knocked down in the mech. Roar trying to be here alone, but he's already half HP, 20% away from that Primal Rage. The flip comes through for Kongdu Panthera in the meantime, but Runaway will switch it straight back into their favor. It will drop, and they will take well.
They are living and dying by Bumper's dive. When he gets in there, he's able to get the pins off with his Primal Rage. He's changing the way Winston is played by aggressively going in, Primal Raging alone for survivability and the pins that you get. What Widowmaker excels at when dive comes through, especially if it's something like a solo Winston, is the ability to grapple away and escape. But when you come in inside of a room, pop Primal Rage, the Widowmaker is pinned against a wall, cannot grapple to anything, cannot escape, takes tons of damage, and then the follow-up hits coming through from Stitch, who then obviously has line of sight advantage because his enemy Widow is slammed against the wall, gets picks, makes it tougher for the support store approach, makes it impossible for the Pharah. But when it fails, Bumper dies alone, the support line for Runaway gets caught, so it's very much a risky style. Now Bumper is making it work. He's becoming very quickly a revolutionary Winston here in Korea. And so far in this first map, it has worked out more than it has failed, but we've seen both sides of it.
Bumper already basically showing us that he is, you know, maybe the best main tank that we have in Korea at the moment. Just stellar plays, whether it's on the Winston or on the Reinhardt. Speaking of Winston, Roars will get taken out. Stitch gets rid of Decay, eliminating that enemy Widowmaker, and this time around Runaway is going to have the first cap.
Yeah, just a very good set of headshots there from Janu to help finish that off. ChoiSehwan going to reset. We'll see if he does grab a different hero. He made the Tracer swap late into round 1. I think he will stick with the Pharah in this case, though. Just perhaps running out of gas there and falling off the side, knowing that a reset was inevitable for his squad. Regardless, Koma just now respawning, so the approach here for Kongdu Panthera is a difficult one. It's the same approach that Runaway struggled to get on round 1. It was only once Bumper had the Primal were they able to really wrestle back control, and it's difficult to farm that as Roar when you're getting discorded headshots on you from the enemy Widow, as you can see from Stitch here.
Gonna poke up now. Moves to about 70%, so a little bit ahead of Bumper for the moment. Janu is gonna zip his way out of there. And Stitch nearly has the Infrasight ready to go. Other Widowmaker Decay, they're gonna be rezzed up as Twilight finds the shot.
Good barrier from Bumper actually negated most of the damage there from Panthera, but they are going to have to use the Transcendence. It's traded.
Yeah, Transcendence comes down. Stitch finds Decay. A lot of damage on the ChoiSehwan. He has to zip up into the sky, and Koma following suit just to keep him pocketed. Stitch pretty much unhindered, operating on the low ground, which is odd as Haksal goes up top, gets a punch into the face, distracts ChoiSehwan long enough for Stitch to land that headshot.
And you know, I mean,
on the retreat.
They had an ult advantage. They have a further ult advantage now. And as these staggers come through, Luffy gets taken out. Runaway's got this one all but finished. Another stagger, as you say, on the ChoiSehwan, who's being greedy, trying to finish off that barrage. Haksal has been ready for a long time. No tank ultimate to initiate. This is going to have to be a flank, or it's going to have to be mistakes on the side of Runaway. But this is, as I said, pretty much all she wrote for this first map. How do you get in here with no initiation? They use the Infrasight. That's the one advantage they have, so they have vision. As you can see, Stitch gets the brunt of that.
It gets hit. We'll get healed back up. Barrage coming down from Haksal, but that's going to be denied. There's one thing that you didn't take into account, perhaps, Wolf. It's the 99% curse from the side of Runaway. We'll see if they can turn things around here. Barrage comes in from ChoiSehwan. He's going to kill himself in the process, and the res has to be used on Roar. Stitch finds Decay. The flip still not there from Kongdu Panthera, as they are suffering heavy losses. Roar gonna go down. Ding, the only tank left alive, still hovering around half HP, as Stitch takes pot shots at the mech, trying to break it. Keep pushing back in, and that flip does come through. Runaway not gonna be able to get the 100-0 here, as Bumper will just jump off the side of the map. Kongdu Panthera do gain control for the moment.
Now they have their initiation tool, though. They have all the things that Kongdu Panthera did not have to flip this. They wanted off of Decay's Infrasight, the positional advantage they got from that, and Stitch eating that shot, did not get killed. It was not a fully charged headshot, so he survived, but he could not really be relevant after that. He had to hide, which means that there was missing damage on the side of Runaway, so the flip comes through. But they have Bumper for initiation. So that is going to be very difficult to respond to here for Panthera. Knows how aggressively up the tank line is playing for Kong to Panthera, so they can collapse back in. But Roar, he's caught.
Yeah, he goes down, as does Decay. Haksal finding that hit. Stitch just cutting around the side, keeps himself alive. Koma forces to use the Resident onto Roar. He has the Primal Rage, and he's probably going to have to pop it immediately. Yep, we'll see that one go off on the point. As Bumper goes up into the sky, looking for the hit there on the Choice A1, but Stitch has the follow-up, making his job a little bit easier. Primal Rage are going to be used here as he just tries to smack them off the point to get that flip moving back through. Almost goes off the side of the map. Will maintain control. Runaway a second away from having that flip come through, and Stitch just fearlessly chases into the Winston, spraying him down with a machine gun. Runaway get the flip here. This one there is at 60%. The barrage coming down from Haksal. A bit of a party one as he doesn't have a direct target. Now just getting a rocket point blank into that discorded Winston's face, but Choice takes care of Stitch. Overtime still going to be taken away, and if they can get the members of Kong to Panthera off of this point, it will plummet. But Runaway, they're down 3 members at the moment. Bumper getting chunked out, doesn't have Primal Rage. Kong to Panthera might just be able to flip this back into their control, and you can see Bumper going off the side of the map. That's exactly what's going to happen.
They've got one more shot at this, and it's not going to be an easy one. Bumper, once again, nearly out of Primal Rage. After using his previous one, he was able to build that charge through a longer fight. But Roar can match it. The big advantage that Runaway has is going to be the Impresight that can, if Stitch uses it correctly, he's just popped it, get them positional advantage on the Widow battle, remove that damage. That's what he's looking for. In fact, got his eyes on Choi Se-hwan right now.
Almost has the shot. Choi Se-hwan, though, a bit wiser to this.
He's found.
Stitch going to get jumped on. Grapples over to the side. Primal Rage going to get popped by Bumper and by Roar. Haksal takes out Decay. Yet again, with the Primal Rage from Roar, finds Slime, and the res going to be available. Still going to be a 6v5 now. Self-destruct.
Bumper's dead.
Going to be eliminating
no res.
Bumper. Twilight trades one back. Winston's dead on both sides. Now it's double overtime. Kong to Panthera looking to close things out, but Twilight and Haksal both could go down. Slime swapping over to the Lucio. Just trying to get back into the point as fast as he possibly can. Transcendence going to be used, and Kong to Panthera look to close this one out. Slime jumps in, tags it for the moment. He goes so low and will get taken out. It's just desperate swaps from the side of Runaway, but no one is going to make it, and the curse strikes yet again. 100-99, twice in a row, but this time the round goes to the side of Kong to Panthera.
I don't believe in curses and kills, but what I do believe in is the Choi Se-hwan swaps to Tracer, which came up.
I was going to say choking, I'm sorry.
But I see the swaps coming through for Choi Se-hwan, and he comes in with a Tracer, adds that extra damage, adds that extra mobility. But let's move on to this final round. This is Ruins, which was once, especially in Season 1, dominated by Widow versus Widow play with Dive to back it up. In this season, it's the most flexible map probably in all of Control. We've seen quad tank to the 3-3 to straight Genji Tracer dive to the Ana play we've seen recently with Winston triple tank. So in this case, it is going to be that Winston variation with the Brigida. However, Runaway keeps Haksal on the Tracer, and they will not run a Diva of their own. So the variation here being, it's a Widowless comp for Kong to Panthera, which can, if executed correctly, shut down Stitch's Widow. But the dive has to be good here, coming out from Roar.
Well, Bumper, the transitioning signs, jumps in. They managed to find Choi Se-hwan. Shot going to be lined up here by Stitch. Finds another one as Luffy goes down. Gets a tag in onto Roar and takes him out of 3K. Coming in for the Boy Wonder on the Widowmaker. Flips to the side, keeping himself alive, but despite all of his heroics, the cap's still here for Kong to Panthera to start things off.
The composition for Kong to Panthera is more sustainable, so as much as Stitch is trying to pop off, the res comes through from Coma, who's sitting now at an 85% of a Valkyrie, and Stitch is going to have to leave, and approaching this point as Runaway with this composition is going to be so difficult now. Ult deficit.
Choi Se-hwan yet again the first one to go down in the fight. They follow up, get the knockout onto Ding's mech. Stitch will be taken out by Decay, but Coma this time eliminated, so no res to be found for the side of Kong to Panthera as Runaway tries to get this flip. They'll run down Luffy, burn him out, zap him to death, whatever you want to call it. Gonna chase in on a Roar for a nice little stagger. Flip comes through, only 36% gain for Kongdu.
And Kong to Panthera, you know, not the greatest percentage built here. They played so well around this composition with the Brigida as well, winning the tank line fight there at first. But now Stitch has full line of sight. He's got the high ground. This is where Runaway's comp excels. They were able to really well execute the dive there with Haksal coming in with the pulse bomb to get this back, and now they've earned that line of sight advantage. Bumper is the first target here from Decay.
Hook is down, but the armor pack comes through, keeping him alive, and now the Riley going to be popped by Janu. Stitch finds the shot onto Roar. Coma takes down Stitch. Now Twilight going to be dead. Slime uses that sound barrier, trying to keep everybody else alive, and in the fight, Rez coming down. Will find Choi Se-won. Brings him back in. Rally almost available for the side of Kongdu Panthera. Runaway just now exceeding the percentage gained by Kongdu. Trying to maintain control, but they lose Janu, they lose Haksal. Kongdu Panthera might just be swinging this back into their favor. Pulse used by Decay. Not going to be finding the killing
That
blow.
primal is not what you want. That was a total waste for Runaway. Unfortunately, Slime buys a few more seconds, probably 2 more % there. Bumper can't say the same, you know. I don't even think he got 1% out of that. He tagged the point for just a second. Slimer really got that through. He dies, they waste the primal. That's their best initiation tool, Achilles. He is going to swap, it looks like, or potentially, yeah, to the McCree. This is a good choice when you're down on ultimates and you can't get line of sight, because you can fight the tanks at close range a lot better this way. You can deal with the Brigitte better, and you can break through that armor. But with no primal to get him into position, it's going to be a tough ask, as Decay is always looking for a juicy target. You get an extra stun this way as well. He misses it, however.
Yeah, already. Getting tagged up, goes back, finds that Mega Pack. Roar going to have everybody grouped up here. Pops that Primal Rage, goes in deep in the Discord Orb. Seems to take him low. However, still manages to find the kill on the Twilight, and Bumper will also go down. Slime will go ahead and kill that enemy Winston, but
small victories.
It's still just going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Kongdu Panthera.
And they maintain armor
now.
They maintain armor more than anything else. Every member has armor, all of them, all 6. And Stitch did not get a Deadeye, they did not get a position, they did not build a rally. Slime will have to use the sound barrier to get them into position.
With this pulse bomb, there's a sound barrier, but there's no transcendence. If he can find Twilight, that can shut them down immediately. Decay loses the armor, still playing forward. Sound barrier's in. Pulse doesn't get anything. Haksal. Transcendence going to be burned by Twilight. Stitch takes out Decay, but they need so much more than that if they want to get the slip. And they still have to hold it all the way to 100. Bumper jumps to the side. Choi Se-won going to go down, but Ding runs Stitch over with the mech. Twilight spamming away, keeping the Discord Orb in onto Roar. They manage to take him down. Halfway to the flip now as the OT will start plummeting. Ding's going to be pushed off the point as he gets knocked out of that mech.
Twilight comes up huge.
Runaway managed to find it, and it was on the back of Twilight, as you say.
The Transcendence for Luffy meant that everyone kept armor, so they basically initiated into a fight where everyone had more armor, more health, and damage reduction. Luffy's Transcendence was so well timed that everyone kept armor, and they were still able to win the fight, regardless of all those things happening right beforehand, off the backs of the finishing blows there from Twilight.
This needs to be huge.
I'm not sure if it will be, but it is going to be risky. Bumper trying to flank from the other side here to set it up.
He pops in, finds a lineup, gets rid of Decay. It's going to be 1 dead, but it's still a 2-for-1 exchange yet again as Roar gets a double kill. Janu and Haksal both going to be eliminated. Bumper with the Primal Rage going in deep, trying to get the knock off the map here against Luffy. But he is going to stay alive and now has the Transcendence ready to go.
They need a res.
Not going to be finding anything. Transcend pushing it to 99 to 99 yet again. Stitch finds a kill on the Ding. Slime still going to be eliminated, not going to have the res. Deadeye fights one. That's going to be multiple kills coming in for Runaway, and suddenly it's going to be a team wipe as the overtime ticks away. And Runaway look to close out.
For the level of play we're seeing, 99 to 99 3 times in a row is pretty rare in professional Overwatch. It just does not happen very often. So when you look at this, it just speaks to how close this series will be. The flexibility, Runaway showed it. We talked about it. Stitch onto the McCree there in the end, running a Lucio composition for mobility, which goes again in favor of the playstyle of Bumper on the Winston. The aggressive Primal Rage, the attack Primal Rage, not the survival Primal Rage that he used to control so many of those points. But we have to give massive credit to Twilight, coming up big with the left clicks on the Zenyatta, as well as those Deadeyes that twice repelled Decay. He was killed twice by Deadeye, which in itself is tough to do against a Tracer, but Stitch was in a position where he knew Decay would move into his range and predicted Decay's movements, got those kills, which really eliminated a lot of the damage for Kongdu Panthera, a lot of the threat onto the backline, onto the supports, and onto the McCree. But this was a very close first map, and I think the big takeaway here is Runaway played what we've already seen they can do, but Kongdu Panthera was able to match them. They were able to play Choi Se-won on a multitude of heroes, and they dealt with Runaway's style very well. So that's a good sign for Kongdoo Panthera going forward into the rest of these 4 maps.
Yeah, I mean, you can see right there on your screen, Roar was stepping out. That means Changshik's going to be coming through. This is the standard. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be the same for Choice They Want or if he's going to be sticking around through to the next map here as we get ready to go on to Hybrid. Kongdoo Panthera will have their map selection. I can tell you, I'm pretty sure they're not going to choose Blizzard World.
Should be Kings Row. It should be
maybe
Kings
they'll
Row.
do it if they're feeling a little antsy and they want to just kind of get revenge from that last time out. But Runaway, they start things off, but insanely close. You can tell that it is an intense match day.
Yeah.
When Flowervin is wearing her jersey rather than a dress. That's how you know.
That's how you know.
It's just batten down the hatches, get ready, because this is going to be one hell of a series.
It certainly is. Just to talk about stats for a second for these maps, pulling my stat sheet out. Kings Row, you would think would be a pretty dominant win rate for Kongdoo Panthera, but they've only played it twice. Their career 1-1 on the map, whereas Runaway is 1-0. So very few games played. We saw Kings Row very few times last season, so it's not a shocker by any means. As so many Bumper fans here, well deserved with how well he's been playing the Winston recently. But we'll talk more about the map a little bit later. I guess we're going to take a little intermission here to look at the fan signs.
Yeah, got to pick a winner later. Oh, man.
Janu Carey, quite literally.
Janu is ripped. Now move aside, Fisher.
Yeah. Sorry, Jonak meme. This is the Janu, the real Double J.
Of course. Always
I love this.
The crying Annas from Kongdoo Panthera will always be around. I don't know how this became like an internal meme for Kongdoo Panthera, but I love it.
It says if you wanna get heals, then get back here.
I mean, she's got long range.
Well, that's like a parody of a really famous webtoon here in Korea. I can't remember the name of the character, but I've got the Kakao emote pack that has this face on it.
Well, we're keeping the camera on this one, so it seems like it's going to be a pretty big contender for winning the prize at the end of the day.
I mean, it's a funny one for sure. It's relevant. Oh,
Twilight fan with the Runaway orbs.
Yeah. Does kind of look like him too. It's like him plus
if we ever had in-game Runaway skins, maybe Blizzard.
Please.
But just copy this. Just have that be the Zenyatta skin.
One day. Well, hey, if they go to Overwatch League one day,
you never know.
So surprise, surprise, Changshik's in. That leads to further expectations for the Kings Row map pick. It is the best Reinhardt map, and you know, you could make an argument, I guess, for Hollywood and Eichenwald, but it's only for really the point A's where you can really discuss that as an option. Summon Su will be subbed in. Now this is very likely, again, because of a Kings Row map pick, because you can play different types of heroes in this case. Summon Su can play Pharah, which still allows Hawksaw flexibility to play the Genji, for example, in Kings Row, and Doomfist, which can kind of shut down this tank composition if played correctly. It's very difficult to execute, but Summon Su is probably our best Doomfist in this tournament. Like, he and Youngjin are pretty close, and it's cool that they're both playing today. But
yeah, I would definitely hand it over to Summon Su, I think, at the moment. But Youngjin will also be joining.
So this screams Kings Row to me, I think. I mean, they're also both pretty good Hanzo players, and that's going to be very relevant here. But yeah, this is, for these two guys coming in, I mean, pretty indicative that Kongdoo Panthera does want to go back to play their strengths on the Kings Row map. However, we have to talk about the Ana Genji, which has made quite a return recently, so that's where Runaway will excel. So that's something they need to be careful about, because Janu is not a bad Zarya player, and that could be a big factor.
So both of these teams going to be trying things out a little bit differently here. More back to a shift back to standard for Kongdoo Panthera, whereas Runaway is going to be bringing Summon Su in. He definitely, out of the two subs that we've seen for DPS between he and Hureg, has had, I think, the better performance overall. Hureg has had some moments.
Yeah, I would agree with that a lot.
But, so, going to be experimenting a little bit, bringing him out. We'll see if it's going to be for that Kings Row pick, as you're guessing.
I mean, Blizzard World, we have seen it on A, right? But, like...
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, why would you pick Blizzard World against Runaway?
Yeah,
it's just not a good move.
That would be a bit of a strange occurrence here. But while we get the players further set up, since we have so many substitutions, got to make sure all the settings are taken care of. We'll go ahead and take a look at some more wonderful fan signs.
So this is a sign that's pretty cool, because Koma is an ex-Runaway player.
Look at that.
So that sign previously was just saying like, oh, Coma, our Coma's on Kongdu Panthera. He's doing really well over there because he used to be a runaway player back in the Season 1 promotion, and Season 2, of course, was more of a substitute player, but he was runaway.
I haven't had any moving signs yet.
Yeah, not yet, not today.
Or light up ones. We've had both of those. Think back to the Edison fan who had the light up sign coming through. Changshik and Reinhardt.
Yep. Kongdu victory, I think is what that's trying to say. Oh, it says Sigli. Oh, it said Sigli with a double shield, but no,
it does.
It's wrong. Okay, here we go. This is the big moment. Map choice. You would expect Kongdu to bring us to one of their stronger maps on the King's Row, map that plays into their style. It's a risk given the recent resurgence of Genji here, but I think it's your best bet. You know, if you're running any other map, the dive is going to be your biggest weakness. You know, you run to Hollywood, you run to Numbani, Haksal is pulling blades out, and you're going to have a bad time. So let's find out.
And will be the King's Row. All right. Well, the prophecy streak continues for Wolf as we move into King's Row. Now, yesterday we had a lot of qualms about a certain King's Row pick that came through, but today I like it. I'm excited about it, and your coffee's leaking onto the desk.
My bad. No, it didn't leak. It was empty. That's why I put it down. It's fine.
Okay.
Relax.
All right.
I know my emotions are spilling out, but my coffee.
And we'll bring you guys the action as we load on for King's Row. And
defense first for Runaway. We'll run the standard comp that is so prevalent right now because it's the comp that's most catch-all against different compositions. With Summon on the Hanzo, not a big surprise. Kind of the expected variation with him coming in. Whereas on the side of the attack, we'll see what comes of this because this is not the set composition yet.
Oh, okay.
Ding's sticking with this, so it is just going to be the Hanzo triple tank with Youngjin switching over to Hog.
Yep. So not going to be the flex onto the supports. It's still going to be operating with that Mercy and Zenyatta. It's
very sustainable, and if you can hook the Mercy, then Orisa can't get rezzed. You can also burst the Orisa down very quickly with the right clicks from the Roadhog. A very powerful composition against this defensive setup.
Yeah, that barrier can be broken, or just push in straight onto the point and force Runaway to come down to you.
They have not seen the Hog yet, by the way. It's been hidden. Okay, it's shown it now.
All right, getting some right clicks in. He'll get chunked down to about half HP. He's waiting for the healers to top him off.
Here's the hook.
Gonna come down. He's bumper dragged through, but he's still managing to stay alive. Everyone just spills forward onto Youngjin, but that does disrupt the high ground here. From the side of Runaway, we'll see if they can recover. Seems like it's going to be fine, because Sumitsu is just killing everybody with the Hanzo. Nearly has the Dragon Strike ready to go already.
Twilight given the right Discord targets here. The Storm Arrows come through, and once things start to fall apart with this composition, they fall apart hard when there is a Hanzo on the other side. When there's a Widow, it doesn't collapse that quickly. In fact, when there's a Widow in this position, if Stitch is in, he's on the Widow, then the tanks actually can live longer. They build ult charge. Decay's only at 50%. Would like to be looking at an 80% right now like Changshik, but their second eco push commences. They do get high ground.
Oh man, he's a sneaky Roadhog. Doesn't have an ultimate, but just gonna be pushing in from behind. Manages to find Twilight and Slime takes him out. Decay gets Haksal. The Riptire will go ahead and trade it back immediately onto the Zarya, but Youngjin sneaking in the back. Secret Agent Roadhog just goes ahead and dismantles this entire defense from Runaway. 220 just about on this cap as it rolls through. Kongdu are going to have such a wonderful time bank for the Streets push.
Yeah, this works really well. They save the grab surge as well and the Earth Shatter for the Streets phase. And we'll see if the Roadhog stays through. I think there's a good argument for it until he gets his whole hog out, but he may just want to swap to D.Va, because D.Va's going to help shut down a lot of the Pharah play that Haksal is obviously going to switch to, and the potential Dragon Strikes. Looks like he wants to wait for the hog, though. But yeah, good time bank here off the back of the sneaky hog. Feels Evermore-esque, you know, and he's going to do it again.
Oh, man. You gotta be checking your
place.
You gotta be so worried. No one's paying attention to him.
He has no idea.
He's getting tagged up now. He's getting lit. Okay, now he's dead. So they managed to kind of snip that one out this time. But while they were dealing with the Roadhog, Haksal does get taken out, and the rest is gonna be available from Coma. Junction going low, self-destruct in the air. Not going to be finding a pick here for Jono, but he makes it back into the mech. But has to be worried about this high energy Zarya coming through from Decay. He is one of the best Zaryas that we have in Korea right now.
Oh, for sure.
Graviton Surge ready to go. Going to get some damage there on the Seominsu. Speaking of Hanzo, though, Ding going to get taken out, but Twilight punished for that kill. Will be eliminated, and expecting Coma to perhaps find a res here for
Janu is the one.
Res naturally.
Janu is the one to watch right now because he is going to shut down this grab surge. So they need to always be aware of where he is. That's why Decay was tracking him specifically in this last fight. Bumper has a shatter. They're gonna mess up the they're gonna disrupt the formation here rather. With this.
Go ahead, push that one through Chungshik, goes low, but not going to go down. Decay tossing out that Graviton Surge. Shield going to be up here for the moment as they try to get onto Bumper, and we'll be able to take him out, just pushing through. Dragon Strike, not sure if he needed to throw that one in, only had one catch. Hawks over the barrage, gets rid of Coma, so now no res in the fight. Kongdu Panthera lose 3 members to the 2 of Runaway. As Bumper will respawn and does have that Earth Shatter, but the cart is still moving forward regardless of the kills.
Yeah, they weren't close enough to get a tag off the Dragon Strike, but I still think it was worth it given how quickly you can build those. He's already halfway to another one pretty much, 37%. But Runaway holds the point, and that's the most important part. Had that Dragon Strike given them the capture there, it would have been amazing. Youngjin gonna make the switch. We do see the push coming through. The Earth Shatter around the corner is very terrifying.
Yeah, get ready for the Omnic Poke Dances because both Zenyatta's do have the Transcendence ready to go. Likely going to see those off the backside of these Earth Shatters. What they're waiting for. Chungshik getting poked down. That's going to be his Shatter coming through. Finds multiple people, but that's going to be the Transcendences on both sides. Pin not going to get the connection. And Bumper still holding his. Now throws it down. Catches 2. Fire Strike comes down. Lumpy going to fall. Chungshik manages to get the kill into the backside on the Twilight. And still going to be Runaway trading up. Getting control, but a pin from Chungshik tries to turn that around. Takes Bumper out of the fight. Slime. Not sure if he can get into a position to get a res off. Onto his Reinhardt. His Huxel gets tagged up. Rockets into the back, nearly another barrage ready to go.
So important that he gets this angle, though. He's doing so much damage right now.
Seominsu finds Youngjin, gets the boop up there onto the high ground. Chungshik now going to be isolated. Far forward, has to charge back over to his Mercy. They will play back around the corner. Huxel now has that barrage ready. 1:38 on the clock. Kongdu Panthera just shy of that point, but the rollback is starting to come through on the card.
Oh, really seriously rolling back at this point. Walmart rollback coming on in here with this. The damage he did around the shield was massive. Now he's got a barrage angle.
Throws it down, but just hugging into the corner, gets a shield there. Decay going to be able to stay alive, but they will be able to push forward, get the follow-ups here with the rest of the squad. So Decay, Chungshik, Coma, now Lumpy going down.
This may just be the end of this push.
And I mean, 1:08 seconds, they still have an opportunity to push forward.
But
they have
countered.
multiple ultimates ready to go, but they have to execute well on it.
Youngjin might get delayed here as well.
Yep, that's going to be the stagger coming through.
So
very nicely done.
Kongdu Panthera has to wait for him to respawn. They can set up a rally and then try to use that to force their way into a choke point. But Runaway knows where they're fighting. They're fighting so far away from the cart that the grab surge and those ultimates will not actually be on the point. Not to mention the fact that the Pharah is still there, still circumventing this Reinhardt shield.
Still have to be. Just wondering about Janu. Can he line up the defense matrix at the perfect moment, deny away the Dragon Strike, the Graviton Surge? Rally's there. Dragon Strike rolling through from Seominsu. Not going to find a kill, but they push forward. They find Chungshik. Now they find Ding. The answering Dragon Strike comes through right before he dies. The res has to be burned on the Chungshik, and there's just so many kills coming through from the side of Runaway. Hawks on with another barrage, getting ready to throw it down. He does so. Finds the kill onto the enemy Reinhardt. Youngjin going to get hounded down yet again with 10 seconds left on the clock. Kongdu Panthera might just be held shy right here of point B.
It takes a great Pharah player to actually be able to get the damage done when it counts.
Yep, they can't do it.
And
1 point game, that's it.
Huxel, he makes it happen. He gets behind the shields. He's able to shut down Chungshik in his tracks. And once Youngjin switched into the Brigida, that's when the Pharah came out. There was no more Hanzo. There was no realistic way to deal with the Pharah. And they never switched back. They never went to any sort of long-range hit scan. They kept the Youngjin Brigida out rather than the Hanzo. So Huxel was able to get into range to do damage. His biggest threat was really Luffy on the Zenyatta, who never really came up big with damage, so Huxel just carried that fight. Once they got the stagger kills there for the last push, they shut down Chungshik's Earth Shatter there. They killed him before he could use it, and they took those fights away from the cart. They took them basically on top of the spawn of Kongdu Panthera, abusing the fact that they don't have mobility, they can't get to the cart. They're going to have to use their ultimates away from it in order to take a fight. So Runaway just played every single piece of that very, very well. And let's not forget that Runaway made it to the Apex Season 2 finals when this was the meta, when we had a very similar meta back then. So they are very familiar with this style, despite the fact that they themselves perhaps are not as well versed on it as Panthera. They know how to play against it.
They've been around the block a couple times, you know? They have played every meta that this game has seen. Not as this, you know, 6-man squad, obviously. Some of the newer additions, Twilight and Slime. But
Summon-Su,
you
but
know, these guys have been playing since the very start. They know every single meta, so as soon as something starts looking like something from the past, they're like, oh yeah, we used to do this thing, let's do that again.
yeah. Well, look at this Summon-Su. Actually going to be running the Zarya. Twilight shows Hanzo.
I feel like this is a scouting
It
Hanzo.
may be, but it may not be, you know? It may actually be real. Let's see. I think you're right.
Let's go with the solo support for Gita.
I think it's going to be Lucio Moira probably, but
Yeah.
yep, there they go. So just going to run onto the point, speed boost, wait for it. Here he comes. They're just going to slam their way into this point and hope to trade up with the healing that Moira provides.
Oh, pin coming through, already finding the
Huge
K,
on
gets him
Decay.
into the wall, but the hook comes down. Bumper gonna go low, but not gonna go down yet. Shield comes up, but they're able to push forward. The hammer swing from Changchik takes him down. First tick, gonna be gained for Runaway on this push. Bumper just waiting to respawn. Will be coming back through. Slime finds a double kill. The right click taking down Ding, and Twilight gets the kill on Nakoma. It's just bloodthirsty supports all over the place. Somebody call Doa. He's got to see this. Kongdu Panthera suffering heavy losses right off the first push, despite the great start taking down Bumper. They're going to get it. They're going to have nearly a 6-minute time bank for this push, and they just got to go to B.
Bumper drew so much aggro as well in that fight. Despite the fact that he died, he pulled Zarya out of position. The bubble came up, which was important there for Decay, but in the longer fight, the Lucio healing, the Moira healing wins them this battle through the tankiness and the sustainability that it provides. Very well played here by Slime to get that kill onto the Tank Buster. He was able to kill the Hanzo, which is the biggest counter that Panthera had in their roster. Now they're going to swap it up.
Lessons coming down from Twilight, keeping himself and everybody else sustained. Summon-Su finds the kill on Nakoma. The cart is going to be rolling in, but Summon-Su a bit too far forward, will get taken down. But Haksal pushing in, gets rid of his counterpart Brigitte, eliminating a Youngjin. Bumper will fall. Runaway going to be slowed down, but not entirely hindered. See the push up there from Slime, just trying to boop them back away from the cart, move it up inch by inch. Janu wraps around the backside, has that self-destruct ready to go, and Haksal pushes forward, gets the stun in onto Changchik. They might get the kill. That's going to be Decay going down. The tank line from Kongdu Panthera shattered yet again. Coma, pick your poison. Which one do you want to res?
This
Probably
looks
not
really
either,
bad.
because you're not in position.
This looks really bad for Panthera. They're about to have a grab, and they need it desperately here. They need to rush to the point. Almost would consider Luffy switching off of the Zenyatta. The damage boost isn't doing anything for him here. Nothing at all.
That's going to be, yep, the Earth Shatter coming out from Bumper. They charge forward. They try to get into the back for that barrage, but Runaway will get the push. They will move up 2-0 in this series.
Kongdu looks flustered, and I think this is going to be a huge momentum shift. We went from insanely close control map to a great start on the attack there on point A into just utter domination. Haxal's Pharah countering Changchik's Reinhardt. They tried to flip to the Pharah themselves on defense. They tried to emulate the defensive success there of Runaway, and they failed. The Lucio pick ended up being the big one. Slime gets the kill onto the Hanzo of all players. He's able to get that pick, which eliminates the tank busting. Then, as they push through, that triple support that we see so much is usually not with the Lucio and the Moira, but you have Lucio AoE, Moira AoE healing, plus Brigitte AoE healing with the burst for protection for your front line, so the Bumper can be his aggressive self.
Yep.
It's tough to actually get in there and get those kills, and unfortunately for Ding, he just underperformed on the Pharah, couldn't get into position, and I think it warranted a Lucio switch there at the last second to get back to the point, to delay the cart, set up a grab, but he stayed with the Zenyatta, which just is great. If the combo comes down, you can counter with the Transcendence, right? That's why they're using it. They're not really using it for the damage boost, but either way, Runaway played way better here, and they played it on Kongdu's best map against their style. They outdid it, and I think that's why this series starts to feel like, you know, what we thought was going to be a very close one may not be. If Kongdu Panthera gets this destroyed with their own comp, it's a bad look.
I mean, have to see what the selection is going to be for Assault. You can see already as we're panning across, Changchik is going to be stepping out, it would seem, so probably Roar coming back in. So a more Winston-preferred Assault map going to be coming through. So We'll have to see what that selection is going to be. Hanamura probably going to be straying away from something like
Yeah.
that. You would want the Reinhardt in for the Zarya on that point 8 push. Maybe we actually see something like Horizon Lunar Colony.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe Horizon is where you want to go because you can use some of your strengths with the tank play on A and then switch to more dive-oriented stuff on B. Runaway's Haksal win rate, or rather Genji Haksal win rate, I should say, on point B attacks has been pretty low. We'll talk more about it though.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to go to a quick break. We're halfway through this series. We'll be back in a few. You do not want to miss the end of this, so don't go anywhere.